What is going on, y'all? Welcome to I guess this will be the first solo cast. Now, don't get it confused. This is not the actual podcast that I did or started with Mark and I plan to do with, my roommate Samaje and my homeboys. This is different. This is going to be more of me, just giving my own personal thoughts and doing, talking about topics that I want to talk about, and I'll save, the group topics and things I feel like, the boys can relate to for the actual YuDiig podcast. But as of today, while we're recording this, it is December 16th. It is Wednesday, holiday season. I hope everybody is doing good. I hope everybody is, having good holiday vibes. It's a little iffy with the pandemic going on, but I hope everybody's, keeping their head up and doing solid. But in case you didn't watch my last video where I kind of explained, where I was at, as far as the channel and what's going on with the podcast. Yeah, I feel like I jumped the gun when it came to the podcast with me and Mark and the boys, because in case y'all don't know, COVID is getting real. Like this, it's no joke. Like, I know it kind of started off with us as kind of like thinking it's a hoax and not really seeing too many people affected by it, but as months have passed, we've seen a lot of people get taken out. People in my family have gotten taken out. I'm not even gonna lie, there's been a few moments where I felt like I had it, but I'm a man, I'm stubborn, I'm not about to go to a doctor. I'ma just duke it out, here. But it's just crazy, and I had the thought, like, maybe we shouldn't all be grouped together in one room. Like, and I'm gonna be damned if we gotta do it and I gotta wear a mask in my own house. So I was just like, you know what? Let's just put everything to a screeching halt until all this gets figured out and until we all get, free schedules. Because that's the other thing, too. Finances is getting real, y'all. Like, unemployment is, like, jipping people, or they're talking about, cutting it off. So me and Mark and Samaje, we at the point, like, we got to start putting plays into motion. We got to start making money. We got to start paying the bills, because it's kind of one of the reasons why I can't sit here and make videos all day, because YouTube ain't paying me yet. And for those of y'all, a lot of people come up with this assumption that once you start uploading videos to YouTube and once you like become a YouTuber, you just start getting money immediately. No, like, they have a policy when it comes to monetization. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I can't just sit here and make videos all day, because we're kind of in the midst of a pandemic and I gotta make a living. But in case y'all don't know, let me just bring this up. When it comes to YouTube and let me just look up YouTube monetization qualifications. For those of y'all don't know, this started in 2018. And this is probably why I hear a lot of people saying you shouldn't make a YouTube channel now, or if you didn't start back then, you kind of started too late. But it says effective immediately. To apply for monetization and have ads attached to videos, creators must have tallied 4,000 hours of overall watch time on their channel within the past 12 months and have at least 1,000 subscribers. Now, I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of a bit. And when I read this, it kind of makes me regret like not putting my YouTube channel into play like years ago, like back when I first created it. Because for those of you that don't know, I've had my YouTube channel for quite some time. Like, yeah, I just started posting videos on it, but even before that, I used to always post music on it. There's a lot of videos that I've deleted because I don't really like want them on my channel anymore. But I actually got a message from Google, and they told me, about my YouTube year in review. I know a lot of people is posting like their Spotify year in review. I don't know if they sent me that information or not, or I just haven't looked it up yet. But here is my 2020 YouTube year in review. It says, Jordan Avery, your music was the soundtrack that got us through the year. 2020 went off script, but you didn't skip a beat when you uploaded 459 minutes of YouTube content. Let's reflect on 2020 and celebrate the ways you can keep your fans grooving. Now it says that I joined nearly 4,000 days ago. So that just gives you a little bit, like, I should have been really, doing promotion. I should have been, doing constant, consistent uploads way before this year if I started nearly 4,000 days ago. But it says From your first video upload until now, your fans have smashed that like button 613 times. Your community's growing. They have left 81 comments and have shared your videos 138 times. You made 2020 your own. The past year, you gained 21 subscribers and 3,460 new views, and viewers spent nearly 6,000 minutes watching your videos in 2020, along with 97 likes. Okay. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Like, I know when we see, you know, a lot of YouTubers, they hit y'all with the million likes, the million views, and we somehow think, you know, like, all right, that's where we need to get. And I know it's easy for me to look at these numbers and be like, man, that's not good enough. But for me, man, I'm thankful. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. I'm happy. Just last night, I posted my Cyberpunk video, and just within the day, I got like 20 plus views, you know, 4 likes, which is like, it's next to nothing. But coming for someone like me, you know, who I can easily humble myself, you know, I'm always looking at the positives. Like, man, like progression, anything. If I could just always tell people, if I could get one viewer or just one person that can just listen to me, I can make them laugh, I can make their day better. That's all it takes, bro. I don't need thousands of people. I don't need millions of people. I mean, yeah, eventually I want to get there, you know, to make a career off this, but you know, it all just boils down to just making that one connection. So for everybody that has watched my videos this year, for everyone that has shared my content, that has laughed at my content, that has, you know, connected with it in some way, I just want you to know it means the world to me. You are the reason why I'm continuing to do this. You know, my dedication, it all comes from y'all, because I always tell people, you know, there's no such thing as individualism. You know, even some of the most powerful people in the world, they can't make it on their own. They have to have some type of, you know, fan base or collective or followers. You know, you could be the brightest mind in the world. If nobody listens to you or hears you out or, you know, has faith in what you do and supports it, you're a nobody. But that just, you know, goes to wrap up my YouTube year review, and I'm proud of it. You know, I just want to take this time to reflect, because, you know, Mark said it in the last podcast, you know, I used to record on my phone, you know, I used to use movie makers, Windows Movie Maker. I used to use, you know, apps on my phone with the watermark, using trials, editing on my laptop that had like a nearly burnt out processor. I remember I actually went back to my YouTube page and I looked up the video. What is it called? This one right here, the Yeah Sounds About Right. And I remember being like, I remember thinking this video was so cold, and I thought like I edited it so perfect and did so much stuff. When I go back and watch this now, not only is like the quality of the video terrible, the microphone sound, everything just sounds horrible. So to compare this to like what I'm doing now, it's just like, man, like gotta pat yourself on the back sometimes, y'all. So I'm feeling good. I don't know about y'all, but enough about me. Let's actually get into the news. Now, if you are living under a rock, maybe you haven't heard that one of the biggest games just came out. Now, this game, where do I even start? Cyberpunk 2077 just dropped. A lot of people didn't think it was gonna come out. It was getting delayed after delay after delay. They was like, we don't think the game ready. We don't think we could put it out. I was at the moment like, yeah, I think this game just might be phony. Like, they might just be pulling our legs. But lo and behold, on December 10th, it finally came out. Now, before I even get into the whole fiasco about the release, just a quick summary on what the game is about. Basically, it takes place, you know, in a Neo-Tokyo type city. It's an RPG. It's created by CD Projekt Red, who also made the mega hit The Witcher 3. Now, I was never really a fan of The Witcher. I happened to buy The Witcher 3 on the whim. It was a gaming drought. There was no games out. I was bored. Everybody was talking about this game like it was just like the second coming to Jesus. So I was like, you know what? Let me see what it's about. Next thing you know, I'm losing hours of sleep. I'm tempted to take off days from work because The Witcher 3 was cold. Like, yeah, the combat was a little but the story was fire. The music was fire. The characters was fire. The world, even though it was a little bit too big, immersive as hell. Side quest was almost better than the main quest. So when I heard that that company was making a game in Cyberpunk, for those that don't know, anything that had like samurai, you throw in anything with samurai, I'm sold. That's my shit. Neo Tokyo, that's my shit. Anything like in a futuristic setting with like cybernetics and technology. I'm not a big fan on androids and AI. Like shit like that kind of scares me. But like cybernetic implants and like eye implants and like all that, I don't know what it is about that stuff, but I love it. Like anything that has Akira, one of my favorite movies. What's another? Deus Ex. While that game was cold and the story was fire, I felt like something was missing. And when I saw this game like being announced, I was like, this looks like what I wanted Deus Ex to be. It's like a Deus Ex meets Fallout, but like how the same way how Fallout is like glitchy and buggy and Deus Ex kind of has an underwhelming story. This game fixes that, or at least at least that's what I thought, or that's what the world thought, because now we're actually gonna get into the nitty gritty, because since this game came out, boy, oh boy. Now the reason behind them delaying it was because they were supposedly ironing out all the bugs, the glitches, all the problems, and they were apparently doing it for the console versions, because we already knew the PC version was gonna come out pretty solid. And I don't know what happened along the way, but I feel bad for console players right now, because everybody is, posting videos. They're showing all types of glitches and bugs, textures not loading, the game playing like a slideshow, the game constantly crashing. Now, don't get me wrong. My experience on the PC has not been perfect. I have experienced, weird character behavior, quests have been broken, and I've been forced to reload saves, lose a bit of playtime. Frame drops have happened here and there, but for the most part, the game is still playable. I'm still, progressing through the story. I'm immersed. I'm still enjoying it, but it just sucks that, like, man, imagine if I didn't build this PC, and imagine if I was still on that other side of the fence where I was just stuck, like, because I'm not buying a PS5, bro. I'm not buying an Xbox Series X, not yet. Until they drop like some really heavy hitting games, and until I actually get a 4K TV, there's no reason for me to buy it. So PC was my only option, but man, like, I feel for y'all. Because I don't, how did this fly under y'all radar? Apparently they even have sources talk about like, oh, we were unaware that it was this bad. How? It's your game. And it even gotten so bad to the point they even came out and apologized and was like, hey, if y'all want refunds, we'll give y'all refunds. But then I also just read this article that says, good luck getting a Cyberpunk 2077 refund if you bought a digital PlayStation copy. And this is from The Verge, because Cyberpunk, they had announced that, if you want a refund, hit us up. It's easy to get a refund through them on GOG or Steam because they're very lenient on stuff like that. But PlayStation and Xbox is a whole different story. Now, this article says, the release of CD Projekt's Red highly anticipated Cyberpunk 2077 is becoming an even bigger mess, and buyers of the digital version of the game might not have an easy path or any path at all to receive the refund developers said they could. Sony hasn't officially commented on whether players who bought the game from its digital storefront are eligible for refunds. The company's official policy is not to refund customers if they started playing the game unless the content is faulty. And I'm pretty sure it goes on to explain. It says Sony won't refund my Cyberpunk 2077 order. Even after the game developer said buyers experiencing problems could get refunds. The game literally crashes my PS4 and is unplayable. Sony's answer? Wait for the updates. So it's like you got one company saying, all right, we'll reimburse you, and then you try to go through with it, but then you got another company that's just like, nope. Like, so there's some form of miscommunication going on here. My guess is it's just Sony being dicks, because I've never heard of them having a very good refund policy, so it's probably something going wrong on their end, and Sony is probably having a big ass migraine right now, like looking at CD Projekt Red like, what the hell are y'all doing, bro? Y'all got all these people coming to our support line for something that y'all fucked up on. Like, now y'all making us jump through hoops for y'all game. So it's like, CD Projekt Red, I have faith in y'all. And even though I'm having fun with the game and I'm enjoying it and I'm having time in my life, I still can't give them a pass, because I know, like, my roommate Samaje, he probably want to play the game. He probably thinking like, well, man, like I want to cop it, you know, but he has a base Xbox, and I could not tell him to buy this game, bro, with good confidence. I feel like I would be setting this nigga up. So CD Projekt Red, I hope y'all can get it together. And honestly, I don't even think patches could save this game on base consoles. I think they could make it run a little bit better, but honestly, if I was y'all, just wait until like the official PS5 and Xbox Series X version comes out, because this game, yeah, it's a lot going on, and a lot of people, you know, they're comparing it to other games and saying, well, this game did this better. The one thing I'm hearing is a lot of comparisons to GTA. Y'all gotta realize Rockstar has been making open world games for years. They're masters at it, and they're on GTA 5, which isn't even the 5th GTA. It's not even their 5th open world game. This is CD Projekt's Red first take at a open world game of this nature. Yeah, they did The Witcher, but they never done anything with cars and guns and all this stuff. Like, I hear a lot of people saying, well, you can't shoot from the car, you can't shoot out the tires, the police aren't as reactive as they are in GTA, so this isn't as good as GTA. Okay, well, can you hack in GTA? Can you get a smart rifle in GTA that automatically locks on the targets? Can you get robotic arms that have blades in them? Can you, like, basically there's a lot of stuff in this game that you can do that you can't do in GTA. There's a lot of stuff you can do in GTA that you can't do in Cyberpunk. So what argument are you trying to make? Like, stop trying to compare, just take the game for what it is. But let's just move on from Cyberpunk. Bottom line is, if you want to buy the game, buy it on PC if you have a good enough PC to run it. I have a RTX, not a RTX, MSI GeForce 2070 along with a Ryzen 7, and I have 32 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know all the technical terms, but basically I have a pretty good rig. So if you got something along that, or like a 1060, you should be good. Get it on PC, consoles wait. But diving more into gaming news, aside from Cyberpunk, the Gaming Awards just wrapped up. They pretty much announced all the winners. I don't really remember, you know, too many, but I do remember who swept the show, which is no surprise. The Last of Us 2. Now, I actually planned on doing a review for The Last of Us 2 like a while back before I moved into this apartment, but I ended up scrapping it because the game was just there was too much going on around it, and I just didn't really feel like getting into arguments with people. So I was like, you know what's been said about the game has been said, let me just move on. But if you want to know my take on the game, I think the game was fire. Now, I do think they could have like paced it better as far as storytelling goes. There was a few moments in the story I was like, I don't know if I agree with this. A lot of it kind of seems like you're pushing political agendas, but hey, you know, the gameplay was fire, the stealth mechanics was cool, the graphics was top tier. But I don't think that game deserved to win Game of the Year, which it did. And it won over games like Final Fantasy VII Remake, Doom Eternal, Hades, which I don't think Final Fantasy VII should have got it, bro. Like how? Like Final Fantasy VII's soundtrack is fire. The characters is fire. The combat, like everything about Final Fantasy VII screams, this is an actual video game. Whereas with The Last of Us 2, it seems like you're playing a movie. And it's just like, I feel like games are going down this route where they're so focused on just making it seem like they're hiring real life actors to do the mocap. They're getting all these talented voice actors. They're making the cutscenes like 30 minutes long, and they're making everything look, but it's like, bro, I just want to play a game, bro. I want to escape from reality. I don't want to look at something that mimics reality. Like in Final Fantasy VII, good God, it's a perfect example of a game that is an actual game. Like, so the fact, a lot of people can make the argument, oh, it's a remake. Why should a remake win? Because it technically, I mean, slight spoilers, it's not really a remake. It's kind of a sequel, but a requel. in the words of Maximilian dude, like they remade it, but they did like a big twist at the end where you find out this isn't a spot on remake. There's actually differences from the first game, and now that they're gonna go into the second game, nobody knows where the story is gonna go. So the fact that didn't win, I was like, all right, Gaming Awards, I'm done. And a lot of people make up the argument, why wasn't Cyberpunk, in it? And a lot of people say, well, it wasn't in it because it came out too late in the year. But Among Us was in the awards. And if you don't know, Among Us is a 2-year-old game. So why is it that a 2-year-old game can be in 2020's Gaming Awards, but a game that released at the end of 2020 can't be included? Seems weird to me, but other than that, what else was announced at the Gaming Awards? Sephiroth is officially in Smash. If you don't know who Sephiroth is, he is basically the main bad villain in Final Fantasy VII. A lot of people might be saying, oh my god, another sword character, another freaking edgy, like anime sword dude. But y'all gotta remember, Sephiroth is like the original. He's like the first, like, badass sword dude that everybody kind of clicked with in video games, and then like other video games started to like mimic like his badassery. So the fact that he's like included as another sword character, I feel like people don't even care. My thing is, how is this fool gonna be fair? Like, this fool's sword is like 10 feet long. They're gonna make him super overpowered. I feel like balance issues, like this game gonna be all over the place. But other announcements in the Gaming Awards, I don't really remember too much. I know they announced Perfect Dark, which is like one of the old classic games on N64. They did do like a sequel on Xbox 360, but I heard that was kind of like mid or trash. So hopefully this new Perfect Dark is fire. What else got announced? See, that's how you know the Gaming Awards didn't do much for me, because for one, they don't even really acknowledge too many awards. It's more about just showing trailers, and I felt like they didn't really wow me with trailers. So if you're gonna make an awards show about trailers, bring some heavy trailers, because I don't really remember too much. But moving on from gaming, since we're wrapping up this year and kind of celebrating all the good things, we did have the Grammys too. Now, I didn't watch them. I didn't pay too much attention, but I did hear about some things that made me think, the Grammys is the same thing when it comes to video games or movies. Look, people are only going to vote and nominate the things that, pushes, either pushes the political agenda or it just sells to, the public. I said this years ago when I watched the MTV Movie Awards and Twilight won everything. Like back when Twilight was popping, I was like, okay, this goes to show that the MTV Movie Awards, it's not about what movie is the best. It's about, which freaking fanboys can just, I don't know how I'm wording this, but it just goes to show how popularity can be easily swayed to where we know yeah, they earned it, but it's like, do they deserve it? Like, no, because there's people that put blood, sweat, and tears, and we know that, like, because basically what I'm getting at, The Weeknd got snubbed, and this is no surprise. I didn't really listen to like The Weeknd's latest project, but I know, judging from his past bodies of work, it was probably fire. But I think they like nominated like Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber, like, you know, typical people over them. And I was like, well, what do you expect, y'all? Like, they're not gonna pick the people we want to win. Like, same thing with the Gaming Awards. They're not gonna pick Doom and Final Fantasy. Like, as much as we want to see that, as much sense as it would make, we live in a world where The Last of Us 2 exists. We live in a world where Taylor Swift exists. We live in a world where, I don't know what movie is popping right now, but if those things are out, it doesn't matter how talented you are, like, you're always gonna be in their shadow, bruh. Like, and it just sucks. Like, and it boils, like, a lot of people like to point fingers, say like, oh, well, it's minority reasons, it's because he's black. I mean, it could be, but I feel like the general public just doesn't appreciate good talent, good craft. They kind of just go to what sells, what people are attracted to, what makes all the money. It just sucks. So music, as far as what they celebrated, Grammys, I could care less. But me personally, if I'm gonna talk about my music of the year, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really experience too much new music. You know, back in the day, I used to always be on the hottest new drops. I'd be on DatPiff every week, Hot New Hip Hop every week, all the new music websites trying to see who is out. But lately, I've been in my oldies bag. But there have been a few projects that have caught my eye. And my top would be, now first off, before this month, my top easily was Jay Electronica, A Written Testimony, Nas, King's Disease, and Black Thought, Streams of Thought, Volume 3. Those are my top 3. Trying to think if I'm missing something else. I mean, I've been put on to a lot of other people, but it's kind of been people that have came out a long time ago that I just got put on to. But I'm sorry, Black Thought. As much as I rock with you and as much as you are my favorite MC, I'm gonna be honest, Streams of Thought Volume 3, while it was dope, it didn't hit as much as Volume 1 and 2. But it was still up there in like the 3rd spot for my top 3 albums. But it just got replaced with Man on the Moon 3 by my man Kid Cudi. Man, which is weird because it feels so weird because, for those of y'all don't know, Kid Cudi is my favorite rapper. Been that way since the day he came out. And he had kind of a drought where he wasn't putting out that much music, or if he was, like, it was like sleeper hits or sleeper mixtapes that you really had to like go find. And I had a lot of years where people would ask me, you know, who's your favorite rapper or who's your favorite music artist? And in my mind, I would always think Kid Cudi. But for like the past few years, I felt kind of weird saying it because I didn't listen to him that much. So it felt weird saying somebody is my favorite artist where I hadn't listened to their music in quite a while. So I would always, you know, feel inclined to say, you know, Kendrick Lamar or Currency, you know, because I listen to them all the time till this day. But the second I press, who was texting me? The second I press play on this album, I was instantly reminded why this nigga is my favorite artist, because it's me and him just relate, bro. We got a bond. I don't know what it is, bro, but Kid Cudi is like my spiritual animal, bro. Like, the album is fire. Like, I know usually I don't judge albums based on the first listen. I usually like to go through them like 2 to 3 times, but first listen, I was already sold. I was like, yeah, this is it. And I've been playing it back, listened to it for like the 4th or 5th time, and I can say, yeah, this is probably my favorite album. I would even put this over King's Disease and A Written Testimony. It's just that cool. Favorite track would probably be She Knows This and Dive. It's like a mixture between those two. I kind of like the one he did with Trippie Redd. Oh, camera just stopped. Let me go back to. All right, back at it. Clap, sync, 3, 2, 1. Back at it. As I was saying, I also like the one with Trippie Redd. And what's another one he did? I don't know. I got to go back and look at the track list. But needless to say, the album is fire. If you're one of those people that think that Kid Cudi just fell off and, you know, you just been waiting for him, or you like, oh, he went, you know, rock and roll, he be on some rock stuff or some weird, he don't really be rapping like he used to, go slap Man on the Moon 3. The nigga got bars, bruh. Like, till this day, I say Kid Cudi is one of the best freestylers. So slept on. A lot of his songs are freestyled and people don't even know. A lot of people still bring up the fact that his first mixtape, A Kid Named Cudi, is one of his best projects. A lot of those songs were freestyled. And I can listen to it and tell, bro, because I know, like, let me just get on, bro. Y'all, the world is asleep on Kid Cudi, that's not necessarily true, because he does still have a big fan base. But I just feel like a lot of people moved on, you know, because it just happens with new generations. I remember when I used to work for the schools, and I tell the kids, like, y'all don't know who Kid Cudi is? And they'd be like, not only had they, like, not heard of him, they don't even know a song by him. So it's like, man. But before I move on from music, I do want to talk about some local talent, because I know that there are some people out here killing it in the game. Let me pull up my Instagram, because I know my boy Reggie, he just dropped some heat. Content. If y'all not tapped in with this, my boy, please go check him out right now, because the man is out here making moves. I just watched this video, not the video, but the clip, and I was like, yeah, I definitely gotta tap in with this when it come out, because the boys out here, continent. I'm over here calling it content. My bad. But if you're not tapped in with my man Reginald Wavy, you stupid, because as you can see, nearly 240k streams, 5.7 hours, 6.7k listeners, 20 countries. The man is making some smart choices. Now, getting into the next person, we also got my man Jaye Vataan. Where is he at? Because he just dropped a video and a song, I believe it's called Really? More fire. So I said this in the last podcast, I'm proud of my town, bro, because when I first started in the music, industry in Bakersfield, I was very disappointed with what the scene looked like. There was a lot of negativity going around. I didn't see too much talent, but fast forward a few years later, I'm seeing nothing but dope visuals, nothing but dope sounds. Bakersfield has come a long way. So once again, Jaye Vataan and Reginald Wavy, if you are not tapped in with them and you are from Bakersfield, I suggest you wake the hell up now, because you are making a very big mistake. But going on and moving on from music, I'm going to go ahead and jump into questions, because I did post on Instagram. If anybody had any questions they would like to ask me, hit me up. It could be about anything. It could be something personal. If you want to know something about me, if you want to know something about what I do, like how I edit or how I do stuff, or any advice, anything, I'm open to anything. Nothing's really off limits unless like I say so. Don't ask me for anything too personal, like, location and, identity stuff. But honestly, I only got 2 questions, which, normally I would be like let down with, but it's a start. You got to start somewhere. But I'm only gonna answer one, because I feel like the other one, I'm just like, I'm not really gonna touch on that right now. I mean, maybe in the future, but the one that I got that I'm really interested in, and I've never gotten this question before, comes from my man Noy. How do you say his name? Noida Loomis, which is simulation spelled backwards. Very dope. A lot of people don't think about stuff like that. But his question was, what color do you most identify with and why? Interesting. Never got this question before. Now, I could be very boring and say black, because black kind of is my favorite color. Matches with everything. Can't go wrong. But in order to not be boring and not be very monotone, I'll switch it up a bit. Now, I'm not a big fan of the actual like regular red. Well, nah, I take that back. I do like it. It just don't look that good on me. I remember like years back, I bought some red shoes, wore them once, and I was like, yeah, they not for me. Like actual red is cool, but there's something about crimson red, like the very first time I got put onto this color, I think it was God of War 1. I was a kid and I was playing the game, and you have like the Blades of Chaos and you upgrade them. And when you get to level 5, I think, they become this dope ass red color. And I remember seeing it, I was like, whoa, like what kind of red is that? And till this day, every time like I play any type of video game and I create a character or anything, I always look for that color red to put either in the hair or the eyes. I don't know what it is, but something about like, is it called crimson or scarlet? I don't know what the actual name, but it's like that it's not like bright red, but it's kind of like a red mixed with like a slight pinkish. But I don't know what it is about crimson or scarlet. Maybe those are two different colors and I'm getting them mixed up, but something about those colors, I don't know. It just gets to me. As far as to why I identify with those colors, I don't know why. I don't know if I could take it that deep. I could say the very cliche and dumb answer, like crimson is a fiery color and I got fire in my heart. No, that's corny as hell. But I don't know. I don't really know why I would identify with that. I just like it. I can't say why I like stuff. I just do. As a human being, I don't know. But crimson is my color. It just is. Now, normally this would be the part where I say this podcast is sponsored by, but I'm going to take this part to say that I am an idiot. This whole time I've been talking about crimson and scarlet. It's rose. It's rose red. Rose red. Where did crimson and scarlet? It's rose, y'all. Rose red. I could kind of say the same thing about olive green, because I'm not a big fan of green. Regular green, I kind of hate it. And especially neon, like lime green, I'm like, ugh, like, but olive green is cool. But I don't have a love for olive green the way I do with crimson. So that's why I would go with that first. But that's basically the only question that I got that I would want to really answer. So if y'all got another question y'all want to ask me, I will have, I'll open the pool for the next podcast. So don't be shy, hit me up. Let me know if you want me to answer something. Get at me. I ain't gonna shy away. But before we wrap up this video, because I don't want to make this too long, but all right, now it was not my plan to do any edits in this podcast, but just as I got done recording, I realized that I just got 2 brand new questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and include these because I do not want to wait a whole week until I answer them. But my next question I got is from my man Danny Zamora, and he says, how is your mental health during these times right now? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, there's a lot of days where it ain't too good, but good thing is that this is not one of those days. I'm actually doing pretty good today. And I think it all boils down to, my muscle memory is used to, holiday season, November and December being, full of joy, full of laughter, Christmas vibes and Thanksgiving vibes, and my birthday's in November. So usually this is like a good time of the year, but due to the pandemic, it slowed everything down. My birthday was hella whack. I didn't really do nothing, which is usually normal. I usually don't do too much on my birthday, but this year I didn't do jack shit. And then Thanksgiving was hella mid. Like none of the family really came over. And it looks like Christmas is going to be kind of the same deal. So I'm not going to lie, due to those reasons, it's kind of why my mental health is like, but y'all know me. I got to stay level-headed. I got to stay dedicated. And I know some of y'all might think that I'm always like a happy, easygoing person due to like the silly, goofy videos I post on Instagram. But y'all got to keep in mind, the only reason why I post those videos is because that's the type of energy I want received back. Because I'm gonna keep it real, a lot of times when I post those videos of me being silly and funny, those are like on some of my worst days. But I'm not gonna be like the typical person and get on Instagram and emote, because I don't want people to see that. And not only that, I don't want more of that negative energy brought back to me. I would rather put out something of me being, lighthearted and silly. That way I get a response that's good and people be like, oh, like that actually made me laugh, or that was funny, and that way when I read that comment, I'm like, oh damn, I was having a bad day, or my mental health was bad, but I posted that video and then I got a good response out of it, so now my mental health is actually a little bit better. But that's just the answer to that question. It's okay for the most part. I try to keep it cool, but with the pandemic going on, it's hard. But moving on to the next question from my man T Bizzo. He says, have you consumed psychedelics? If so, share your experience. Nah, I'ma be honest, I hear a lot. I mean, I don't really know what psychedelics are. I'm assuming it's stuff like shrooms and DMT and acid. Am I right or am I wrong? But if it's stuff like that, no, I haven't taken it, because I feel like I have a very crazy and vivid imagination. And I haven't taken too many drugs in my life other than weed, but I have done one other one that I'm not really going to talk about now. And it did put me on a very bad trip. And I'm not saying that every other drug would do that, but when I think of that trip, it just makes me really want to just stick with weed, bro. Like, I just don't want to do it. I know a lot of people say like, oh, it opens your mind. You see, so like I've been watching Mike Tyson's podcast, and he talks about the toad and DMT. Sounds interesting. It sounds like a beautiful time, but it kind of sounds like a flip of the coin. It's like you might get a good trip, but then you might get a bad one. So I don't know. Maybe if I'm chilling with good company and I'm with some people that I know, like, they're actually gonna take care of me and not just like record me and laugh at me if I start doing something stupid. If I'm around cool people like that, then maybe I'll try it out. But as of right now, I don't really have any plans to do anything like that. And I'm gonna keep it real. I'm actually just back on trying to put down weed. I know, see, this is the part where everybody's eyes roll. They talk about, here Jacob go again, talk about he not smoking. Look, last time I said I was gonna stop because I wanted to get my own spot and I was being too damn lazy. And I did stop for a few months. And as you can see, I got my own spot. So once I got my plan back in action, your boy started smoking again. But now I'm realizing it's starting to hinder like my editing process a little bit, because I ain't gonna lie. When I get ready to play games or edit, I like to prepare by, getting baked. And sometimes that sounds good in my head, but then I start editing the video or playing the game and I start to like sink back. Then I'm like, yeah, maybe I should just cut this camera off because I'm kind of sleepy. So it's for that reason alone. I don't know, drugs, I might have to live a sober life, you feel me? But yeah, as far as psychedelics go, I don't know about that. But that kind of wraps it up for questions. I'm glad I got these last two before I uploaded the video, but I don't know where I left off. But past Jordan, take it on back. I do want to talk about something that I watched recently, and I was like, oh my God, this might be the best thing I have watched all year. And this came from a content creator called Video Game Donkey. Now, Donkey is one of the OGs when it comes to basically video game content on YouTube. I rock with this dude because this dude mastered like making YouTube content without having to like beg for likes, without having to beg for subscribers. He did it without using the face cam. He did it without posting like hour-long videos. He did it without posting the video every single day. Like, this dude has such a weird method to how he does his YouTube channel, but it somehow worked, bro. Like, this dude could literally post a video once a month. It gets #1 trending, gets millions of views. I mean, it's probably due to him, putting in work over the years, and to the point he has a well-built name. But this dude Donkey, he kind of started to slowly fall off, to where, like, not fall off, but as far as like where people rock with him, but as far as consistency goes. And he posted this video saying that I am done making good videos. And in this video, he talked about how YouTube has changed. And he basically stated, like, he said, you know, where I came from, I'm known for, you know, making these, you know, short 5 to 10 minute videos where I just rant about stuff that grinds my gears, or I talk about stuff that, you know, I want to talk about. But he's like, you realize that the way YouTube is now, that doesn't succeed now. A lot of people don't really click to that type of content. A lot of people just want, you know, reactions. They want stuff that has to do with Fortnite, Minecraft, or Among Us. They want, you know, stuff about, you know, this very typical, and I say stuff like this all the time. I want my YouTube channel to succeed because I'm doing things that I want to do and things that I actually love. I don't want my YouTube channel to succeed just because I'm doing stuff that works. Like, I don't want to get 1 million views just because I posted a Minecraft video. Meanwhile, I could give 2 shits about Minecraft, but I'm just posting it because I know it's going to get me views. I hate that type of ideology. But the whole idea behind this video, he did this as a joke. And he was like, all right, y'all, I'm done being myself. I'm going to be a sellout. I'm going to start posting videos about reactions. I'm going to start posting videos about Among Us. I'm going to start posting videos about Minecraft. I'm going to start doing daily uploads. And the reason why he said he's doing daily uploads, he said, like, look, he's like, I live in a world where I edit all my videos and it's tough. I have to spend nights and days, hours doing it all on myself. It's so stressful. But in today's age, everyone just hires, you know, 20 to 30 editors. They're cranking out content and they're giving you this impression that life is good and everything's all amazing. But then when I try to do it, or anyone who's starting out on YouTube tries to do it, they're met with this like stress, like, whoa, how the fuck are y'all doing this and staying, you know, mentally healthy? It's because they found out the cheat code. Like, they're not even editing their own videos, and they're not even like doing things that they like doing. Like, they're just taking the easy route. So it's like, so for people like us that are trying to actually do it the right way, it's like, how the hell are we supposed to succeed on a channel that just has it out against us? So like, the whole ideology of this video is him making fun of this, but this is where it all just takes a big turn. He sticks to it. After that video, he starts posting videos on Minecraft, Among Us, Logan Paul, and they're all like 2-minute videos, 4-minute videos. He's even got a 30-second video, a 40-second one. Look at the views. 3.2 million, 2 million. They're hitting trending. And you know why? It's because the formula that he made fun of in this video, it actually fucking worked. He made fun of it and then did it just to prove that, nigga, this shit works. And I'm just watching this video like, what the hell is this? Like, one, I relate to it because I get it. Like, I'm stressed the hell out because I'm having to edit all my videos. I feel like I can't keep up with all the big YouTubers. I feel like, you know, a lot of people are overlooking my content because it's not Among Us content. It's not Minecraft content. And I had the thought of just like, maybe I should just sell out and make a channel like this. And then I wake up and this fool's doing it. I was just like, this proves my point, bro. Like, it's crazy what works in our world, bro. Like, people will chase after stuff I'm done. I'm going down a rabbit hole that I do not feel like going down, because it's kind of depressing. If I'm being honest, it just sucks to know that we live in a world where it is hard to do stuff that we genuinely love, because if the world isn't really on the same page as you, then you're just going to be on that one page by yourself and you're going to get skipped over. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but with that being said, let me start wrapping up this video. Quick little outro, channel updates. Yes, I know I am really focusing on Cyberpunk right now. I know I kind of took a week because I was just really playing the game. I didn't really know what I was doing with the series, but now that I know what I'm doing, I'm back to uploading somewhat consistently, and I'm gonna continue Manhunt and Mafia. Even though Cyberpunk is taking up most of my times, I still have a lot of footage from those games that I am gonna edit, and I'm actually gonna continue and beat those, so look out for those. I don't know when I'm gonna do episode 2 of the official YuDiig podcast with everybody back on. Like I said, I'm kind of waiting for the pandemic to die down a bit. I'm waiting for myself to feel 100% fully healthy. As of right now, I feel about 90%. I don't think I'm sick, but last night, like, I don't know, like, I started coughing a little bit, like, I don't know. I try not to let my mind wander, but you know, just rather to be safe than sorry. But am I forgetting anything else as far as updates goes? Music. I'm gonna try to get some music out before the year is over, because I just realized a whole year has passed and I have been paying for my subscription to DistroKid, which is basically the distribution service that allows me to host it to Spotify and Apple Music. And I let a whole year go by while paying for it, and I didn't upload anything. So you know what that means. Come next year, I gotta upload 2 projects to make up for 2020, because I let a whole year go by without making any type of project. And I know I said in my first podcast that I'm kind of moving away from music because I realized that that's just not really my passion. While I do love it and I'm always gonna have a place for it in my heart, it's not really the driving force right now. But I do still love the craft. I do still love, you know, the production. So I'm still gonna continue it because I know I still have a very healthy fan base when it comes to my music. So I'm not gonna leave y'all in the dark. So be on the lookout for a few announcements when it comes to music. But with that being said, I'm tired, I'm hungry, need to go fix me something to eat and get out of this chair, because for those y'all don't know, I got severe back problems. I need to take my ass to a chiropractor. But I appreciate all of y'all that have made it this far into the video. Make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe. Make sure y'all hit the bell notification. Also, make sure to hit the links down below to follow my social media. With that being said, we'll go ahead and get on out of here. Without further ado, I'll tap in with y'all in the next video. YuDiig. I specifically fixed my collar before the video and it's still messed up. I better not hear anybody say it's distracting.